Hello everybody, welcome to 54 Nights RV. I'm Chris.
I'm Terry.
See there? That was easy. It is Friday. Tomorrow is the last home game for Oklahoma State University football of the season. It's been kind of a brutal season, so I'm actually looking forward to this one being over and done with.
Really?
I am. I'm just a little wore out.
I'm kind of mixed.
Yeah.
I still like going. Still like the atmosphere, but yeah, the Sunday afterwards is depressing.
So, I saw something the other day. I don't remember where it was, if it was on the forums or in an advertisement in the Motorhome magazine, but it said something along the lines of, if you don't have a checklist, like a departure checklist, then you're just asking for trouble.
We've asked for trouble a lot.
They do ask for trouble a lot.
174 on right to Oklahoma 51.
You know, you got the slap bands that you can slap onto your steering wheel that, say things like leveling jacks, antenna, slides, awning, power, sewer connection, blah, blah, blah. Slap them on your steering wheel and you take them off as you complete each task. That way when you're ready to pull away from the dock, that if you've got any bands left on the steering wheel, you know you forgot something.
Husband? Is that a band?
Actually, I think you can get one that says wife on it.
Really?
Sure is quiet. Don't you think so? Oh. Whoops.
174 on the right to Oklahoma 51. Then keep right.
And I saw a YouTube video earlier. This lady had taken one of those roll-up dish drainers, that you roll over the top of your sink and you just set your dishes on top of that to let the dishes drain. She had taken one of those and taken it apart and took one of the bars out of it. I'm guessing it was probably like on the ragged edge of failure anyway. That's why she took it apart. And she mounted that bar somewhere in her RV, and she had clothespins hooked on it. And one side of the clothespin was red, and it had a label on it, like we said earlier, wife. And then the other side was blue or green, and it had that same label on it. So if it was down and it was red, then you hadn't completed that task. Well, as you completed the task, you just rotate the clothespin up, and it shows completed. That was pretty cool. And I've seen whiteboards where they've, taken like automotive pinstriping and made a grid on the whiteboard and put a list of items on that whiteboard, so they've just used a dry erase marker and check it off as they got done. That was interesting. So there's several different ways you can make a checklist or reminders. Some people have rubber bands on their arm, whatever. Or you can just be like Terry and I and not have anything.
Look, the refrigerator door just came open. I guess we forgot to take care of the refrigerator.
Yeah. But in our defense, we do things the same way, in the same order, every time.
And kind of the same person does them for the most part, too.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, we hook up the car and we check to make sure all the connections are made. We make sure the power is cut on the battery, make sure the brake is on, or the brake controller is on. We do all that stuff at the same time, and before departure, even when I pull over at a gas station or at a rest stop, I'll walk around and I'll tug on the luggage bays to make sure they're closed. You know, we just have a certain order of doing things, I suppose. My question, you know, becomes, how far do you take these checklists, or how far can you take these checklists? And we're going to get up here to the lake and get set up without using a checklist. We'll be back. Did I bring my wife?
So I'm not an audio technician. The audio, no, I'm not.
I thought you could do everything.
No, pretty much I can't. Audio on the drive up here was better, I thought, improved, but still lacking. I'm working on it. But
Maybe it's just our voices. Did you ever think of that? You're not an audio technician.
you're right, I'm not. So, on the subject of checklist, you mentioned something about getting bored with the checklist or something like that.
Yeah. I don't think I would personally use the little slap bracelets or whatever on the steering wheel that I think are awesome. I just think after a while I'd be like, yeah, whatever. I don't even think I would use them anymore. So I think I'd be more apt to use if we took like a clothespin and wrote on each clothespin, the electric cord, water, vents, and then just looked at them, or even a checklist, and just looked at them and said, did we do that? Maybe double check if we're not sure or something. Did you do that? Did I do that? And I think that would be easier for me personally.
See, I think even then a checklist after so many times just becomes...
Yeah, after so many times of saying, oh yeah, we did all that, all that.
And then you just start ignoring it.
Yeah.
And then you need a checklist again.
That's true. Yeah, and a lot of money to replace whatever it is you can check.
Yeah, so I mean, checklists are a good idea, I guess, especially if...
They are, for people who use them. They're a good idea.
Yeah, and especially for people who have not RV'd before.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it was overwhelming when we got our Class A. It was overwhelming, all the stuff for me. I mean, and I'm not even talking about the door to the bedroom. It should stay open. I mean, there's got a little clip that's supposed to work. It doesn't work. So I'm not even talking about the little fix that we have to make sure that stays closed or make sure the refrigerator is locked. I'm talking about, turning off, if the water pump needs to be off, or if the, I mean, all the things you're supposed to do, and the slide outs in, and the windows closed, and the vents closed, and it just was overwhelming for me. I don't know if it was for you. You seem pretty okay with it. You seem pretty comfortable.
I don't know.
I'm comfortable now, but
there's a lot of little items that go on a checklist. I kind of mentioned something earlier about how far do you go with a checklist, like, is the toad hooked up? Well, you can go even deeper with that. Are the safety cables attached? Is the umbilical cord attached? Is the breakaway cord attached? And
just remember to get the car out of gear.
Yeah, is the ignition in the right spot to allow the car to steer? Is the battery turned off? I mean, just that one checklist item could have, 7 or 8 other items on it. And I just wonder how far you go with that checklist. I guess it depends on how well your memory is, or how easily squirreled you get.
In the car, it might be good to have a little checklist for the tow inside the car. I mean, just to glance at or something.
Yeah.
I don't think that would be going too far. I think that would be, just to look at and, okay, it's out of gear. Let's see, I turned on the ignition. I turned on the switch for the auto brake, and,
Yeah. This video is pretty short. It's game day right now. We're getting ready to head out to Mexico Joe's for our traditional game day meal.
And that's opposed to Eskimo Joe's, which we're so used to it. Somebody mentioned that the other day, that they thought I had mistyped because it was in a Facebook post.
Yeah, no. Eskimo Joe's game day, no, forget about it. You're not getting in there.
Well, some people do.
Yeah, and they set up camp and they stay there. Yeah, it's in Mexico Joe's, definitely not the best Mexican food in the world, but
price is good, and
price is good. It's good.
Service is
It's not that far from the stadium, so
it's 2 thumbs up. It's just not amazing. It's nothing right home about.
But, yeah, so like I said, short little video. I am curious, do you have a checklist?
How well do you follow it?
Yeah, do you even follow it anymore? Or how long have you had it? And was there a time when you stopped? Just it's a dusty old checklist hanging on the cabinet beside the door to your coach or camper.
Or are you great about it, and then that one time you got in a hurry and you didn't check, and you did leave the tow vehicle behind?
Yeah. How many times have you screwed up with that checklist?
True. Yep.
If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you are not subscribed, take a look around. We might be interesting enough where you want to subscribe. And share this with your friends if you have any.
Friends?
Yeah, but I mean, they might have them.
Oh, that's true.
So, we will catch y'all down the road.
Bye.